Great to see you folks here this evening. You're in for one heck of a good show.
If there's toe tapping, hand clapping, fiddling around, you'll generally find Ivan and Vivian Hicks right in the thick of things.
That's the case. Ivan and Vivian have traveled across this country fostering goodwill from the Yukon to Northwest Territories, from the west to east and from south to the United States.
This is a special night for Ivan and Vivian. Friends and fans alike have gathered to pay tribute to lives dedicated to old-time fiddle music.
I don't think there's anybody that has done more for fiddling than Ivan and Vivian Hicks.
When they play on radio or television, our phone starts to ring, and we get call after call saying, "The Hickses are on, the Hickses are on."
Ivan's life is a model of selflessness, of giving, and of making the lives of others just a little bit better.
When Ivan and Vivian and the Sussex Avenue Fiddlers play at hospitals and manors and outdoor events, you should see the joy and expressions on the faces of the people that have walked or wheeled into living rooms and foyers to listen. They are smiling, tapping to the beat of this man's music. Isn't it great, the pleasure Ivan Hicks brings to the people?
Each and every one here knows that promoting, playing, and preserving old-time music is as important to Ivan and Vivian as the bow is to the fiddle.
Fiddling, of course, started with me when I was real young, and my dad was the big influence there. There was fiddle music all the time in the family.
My mother enjoys singing, so the love for music was there, and I think that has helped me a lot over the years to become more involved in sharing Ivan's music.
Who is this? Tom? Tom Anderson?
Tom Anderson.
Is that the fellow we saw yesterday?
That's right.
They've come away since their barefoot days of childhood. But Ivan and Vivian play today what they grew up with yesterday.
One of the earliest bands I can remember after I did dances with my dad for a number of years was with the Golden Valley Boys. And this is the band that started about 1954, 55, and we went for 6 or 7 years. And through the 60s, we formed a dance band called the Marsh Winds. And I guess we played for, I believe, almost 20 years with some of the same members in that group. And then in the late 70s, I started to think about doing an old-time fiddling recording. And so then we started a group called the Maritime Express, and that was sort of an old-time and bluegrass band. And throughout all these years, we met a lot of great folks.
over the years, when I first met Ivan, I had a love for fiddle music from old records and tapes at home. But when I learned that he played the fiddle, that sounded like good news to me. And as the years went on, I learned to play guitar and then learned to play piano. And so it's now a very important part of our lives, something we can share a lot of the time.
With all the changing faces, the one constant is the old-time fiddle music itself.
Remember another night too, and I can almost remember the exact spot. It was right in this first set, Square Dancers, and there was a window open. It was a good, one of those hot nights. Claude Oaten was over on the side. Claude was here, and I don't know what figure it was. It doesn't make a bit of difference. But somebody grabbed his hand and they just went like that, and he went right up through the window. Maybe it was Allison, I don't know. It was right down here and the window was over there. I don't know whether the window's there now or not. But the window was up. Oh, those were good ones. I learned a tune. In fact, I probably learned more than one tune. But there's one that I can remember learning. That was one I had on my second album, La Petite Chat. This one, well, I should play it for you, and then I'll tell you who I learned it from. Gee.
Stacy Lynn. Go, Stacy.
There's a place far away where as kids we once played in the fields by the stream on the farm, where by day we would play and at night we would pray to our Lord to protect us from all harm. On the farm, on the farm, how I love those good old days on the farm. Then Mom and Dad would say, now it's time to end the day and rest because tomorrow soon will come. Oh, what a thrill it used to be when dear Mother, Dad, and me were together as a family on the farm. On the farm, on the farm, how I love those good old days on the farm. was on a day in June. All the roses were in bloom when the Lord came to call my mother home. Oh, how Daddy he did cry as he watched my mother die and leave my dad and I all alone. On the farm, on the farm, I lost my dear sweet mother on the farm. Now the years have come and gone, and Daddy's done passed on, but these visions in my mind are crystal clear. There were times both good and bad, and many a times were sad, but these memories of the farm I still hold dear. On the farm, on the farm, how I love those good old days on the farm.
Mr. Banjo!
Ivan and Vivian are homegrown talents, recognized by folks all over. You can see Ivan's name in both the New Brunswick Country Music Hall of Fame and the North American Fiddlers Hall of Fame. But amidst all the shows and awards, home life is cherished. This is a place where fiddling friends are always welcome. It's a busy spot, too. There's mail to answer and recordings to send out to fans as far away as Germany and New Zealand. There are also phone calls to return.
What about the second part of that tune, going from E back to A? Can we do this?
And of course, shows to prepare for.
Yeah, I think that would work. That does sound good.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's good, thanks.
Hello there.
Keeping old-time fiddle music alive means passing it on. So Ivan teaches fiddle to a number of students each year. Some, such as George here, are young, representing the next generation of fiddlers.
All right. I notice your bowing seems nice. The notes seem to be coming out very clear. Your vibrato, you're using some of that. Maybe you can use a little bit more of it, George. But it seems like it's going to work okay. And notes, your intonation seems good. Okay. So let's start her again. Play her right through. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Reaching as many listeners as possible has always been a priority for Ivan and Vivian. Along with live performances, their radio show and television appearances delight several 100,000 fans, new and old alike.
Oh, there it is.
It's a type of music that you don't hear all the time, but it's come right down through the times. And I think a lot of people remember perhaps hearing the music over the years, and it's something they can dance to, something they can be happy with, brings people together.
Sharing comes easy, and there's always an audience when the fiddler strikes up a tune.
I don't necessarily like to see our shows run too long because I always think people might be getting tired, but if I see that the audience is right with me, I like to give them that little more, and I'll spend extra time to do it.
I guess it makes me feel warm inside, and it gives me a feeling of satisfaction that I've done something that someone has enjoyed.
These old-time fiddle-doos are more than just concerts. They're down-home social get-togethers. Music just doesn't come in a friendlier package.
Folks, that one night, a couple of years ago, I guess it was, we wanted to do a dance out in the country, and took my fiddle case, and then the way we went, we got to the dance hall with about a half hour before the dance, opened up the fiddle case, there was the fiddle but no bow, and there was no one around that had a fiddle or had a bow, so I said, well, gosh, in order to play the dance, we need some bows, and as you know, to play a fiddle, probably the most important part of it is the bow itself. Well, anyway, they looked around the hall, and, well, here's some of the items that we found. a few of these around. Put a little rosin on it, sounds something like this. These out in February up here. This is about the 10th one this year we went through, but we didn't throw it away. No, we keep them, put a little rosin on them, away we go.
They're just tremendous people. They're so generous to everyone. They do so much volunteer work all over the place.
We've had a lot of fun together, and they're a good couple to travel with. Great travelers.
If the people want to hear the music, I guess you just feel like you have to go out and play the music for the folks.
Of course, Ivan and Vivian travel far and wide throughout North America. They play for small gatherings or populations of entire communities. And they perform with some of the biggest names in the business.
100%. That's how I class them. Very nice people, too.
an appreciative audience, just makes me want to play that much better, and play the tunes that they like to hear. You know, if they want to hear Maple Sugar or St. Anne's Reel, well, I think you've got to play it for them. And they'll tell you afterwards that those are the segments that they enjoyed the most.
Right now, we'd like for you to put your hands together and welcome a group of fiddlers from the Moncton's Riverview area by the name of the Sussex Avenue Fiddlers. Here they come. This group has been formed about 11 years, I would say, and they go around and entertain seniors and benefits and do their thing for you. And they're all ready to do a few tunes for you tonight. And we kind of hope you're going to enjoy what they have for you right now. Are we set? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a little tune called the Chapeau Rio. We were going to do the Siamese Waltz, but we had 3 or 4 requests out there to do the River John Sunset Waltz. So if you don't mind, I think we're going to do that one for you. D.
While audiences warm up to the performances, Ivan and Vivian are, in turn, inspired by the listener. The common factor is, of course, the music itself.
Old-time fiddling has a bounce and a liveliness to it that just sort of brings something inside us alive. It makes you want to tap your foot, and I think any kind of music that makes you move in a different way is going to change the state or the mood that you're in.
And there's something in it that puts music under the feet of people. It's a traditional type of music, and it's come right down through the times. I think a lot of people remember perhaps hearing the music over the years. It just has such a nice feel to it, a happy feel. And of course, these are things that people are looking for, I believe.
As you know, a number of our fiddlers are deceased now that have been put in the Hall of Fame, and one that we'd like to pay tribute right now to is my dad, Curtis Hicks. And we've got a group of 3 numbers, a couple of that he had on his recording, and one that he just loved to play. And I'm going to start off, if you don't mind, and play one of the tunes that he really liked to play, and then we're going to get the rest of the Sussex Avenue Fiddlers to join in on the other 2. folks, safe journey home now. We'll see you all soon. Don't forget, we'll be down at the homestead in the morning. We'll be there about 6:30. Well, maybe 7:30. Possibly 8:30. What happened to that?
Well, my wife put it in the washing machine, then she put it in the dryer, and she must have had the heat on high, and it shrunk it.
Oh, gee, that's a shame.
Isn't that too bad?
God, I bet you that's a genuine Stradivarius,
It
too.
is, it is.
Oh.
It's a mini Strad.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, gee, I don't think you can really play.
No, you can't play it.
My fingers are so big.
No, our fingers are too big.
It would look kind of...
It's not tuned up anyway.
Come with the bow. Yeah, it's not in tune.
Go ahead. Give us a tune.